For all new and current subscribers, welcome back to Resilient Love.
Resilient is being able to overcome difficult situations. This podcast is about love, tips on life,
and how to level up in your business.
Let's get started on the journey. Hey, everybody.
Hey, everybody.
We're back with another episode
of Resilient Love. We welcome you with open arms. We are glad that you're viewing from wherever you are in the world. And we thank you for your great deal of support that you give us.
For sure. So, as we started last week, the Chronicles, the Business Owner Chronicles. So, we're back with part 2. And Quentin has an awesome acronym called MOVE. What is this? What are the aspects of MOVE?
More.
Move and more. I have an idea for more, but go ahead and tell them.
So the acronym more is increase. So we should always be thinking increase. The M, let's start with the M.
Mm-hmm.
The M starts for manpower. So this concept is, how much manpower do you need?
Mm-hmm.
This gets to the analytical side. Is the manpower just you? Sometimes as a small business owner or a startup business or even an established business, you either have to figure out, is it just going to be you? Then you might have to compensate for 3 people as one person. So you may have to be the customer service. You may have to be the receptionist. You may have to be the secretary and the owner at the end of the day, period.
You have to wear multiple hats in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And so with that manpower, your manpower also comes from within too. Being able to establish your own set of standards. Because when you begin to develop your team, you want to first and foremost have a foundation of what you expect from those who you bring on the team. So before you get extra manpower, you first have to pull or hone into the power within.
And let me also say that for those that's already established, sometimes you just have to figure out, do I need more manpower? Because sometimes you could be doing so many hats till you're actually minimizing what you could do. Mm-hmm. Minimizing your creativity and your ability to be more.
Right. More to your company, more to yourself, more to your customers and clients.
Think more. I mean, even just saying it, think more.
So our O, what's the O, Q?
So the O is very crucial. Order and operations. This can make or break a business.
Yes.
From personal experiences, I see things that I could have done differently in the past. But of course, your past is a learning tool to get you. Your past is a learning tool to get you, is a passport to your future.
Okay.
So let the P in past stand for passport to the future.
All right.
So don't ridicule yourself so bad and beat yourself up about what's happened in the past. Just hone in on this piece right here, order and operations. Any business, any organization, any structure must have order. And then once it has order, there has to be a certain flow of operations, delegation, and everything begins to work together.
Order of operations. I want you guys to, let's go back to grade school for a second. We had parentheses first, exponents next, multiplication and division in the same step. Addition and subtraction if you have the nerve. What you say, first come, first serve. Anyway, so I my mom got me a lot of like math raps I could catch on. But anyway, Order of operations, order and operations, order of operations, all of that goes together to say there is a strategic method and plan of action. We all know that when you have an issue with the product, you first have to what? Email or call customer service. From that step, you have a conversation. You then get a ticket number. From there, they transfer you to another individual who will actually assist you with the particular problem. From there, you would either A, send the product back, or B, they will send you something and you just keep the non-working item. So that right there is a simple example of how, if there is a complaint, how you operate, or if there's an issue with the product, how you operate or get to that step or that final step called a solution. You know, problem, solution. That's where the order of operations comes from. Because let's be real, clients are not going to jump up and down about what you're selling every single time. There's going to be some type of malfunction that occurs, and you have to have the what ifs already answered.
And with that being said, as we go into the next phase of this more acronym, I want you to zone in on who do you spend money with and why do you spend money with them? Our best example is, and I know our audiences may be tired of hearing this, but I'm sure they get it. Chick-fil-A is the best example of order and operations. The flow.
Everybody talks about their flow.
The flow. The flow.
Does your business flow? Ask yourself that. Does my business flow? Chick-fil-A has what? Order of operations when it comes to their outside members or employees operating the system on the app, on their tablets. So you see here that you literally can drive through, order with an individual outside, pull up. There's another individual outside giving you your item, pull off. I have seen numerous posts on social media, have numerous conversations, and experienced it myself that Chick-fil-A can literally get you in line, out of line between 5 to 7 minutes. Unless there's a backup, it's really 5 to 7 minutes.
And the fact that another piece about order and operations is so important. When the pandemic came, I'm sure everybody noticed how well Chick-fil-A was already prepared, because this was like second nature. This customer service, order of operations, making sure all this stuff is flowing is what they do best. So when the pandemic came, what they already are within the company, the franchise itself, just flowed right on outside.
Is your business pandemic ready? At this point, we all should have pivoted by now. And I have a great acronym in my newest planner that just launched. But nonetheless, at this point, we all should have figured out how to make our business pandemic proof, quote unquote. How do you actually begin to maneuver and move to a next level? Because in order to maneuver and move, that's how you achieve more. Had Chick-fil-A not established almost a contactless type of flow, where would we be? They were already operating contactless. Really, you didn't really have to talk to, you didn't have to do anything. As long as you had your card, you could swipe the card, give it to the person, they swipe it, walk up, they give you a little box, you pull your bag out the box. I mean, they really already had the flow naturally. So what are you guys doing in your businesses? You can comment below now. What have you done throughout this pandemic to shift your business so it can be at its next level? Again, going back to our example, Chick-fil-A was already at the next level prior to the pandemic. So what have you done to shift your business? Let us know. We are interested to know how other business owners have pivoted through the pandemic. Let's go to our next one.
And right before I go to the next one, I also want to say to those that are aspiring to be business owners and entrepreneurs in their own right, this is also for you. It's better to go ahead and be prepared for the stage that you're trying to get to early instead of waiting. So Our next one is renovate. Renovations are somewhat inevitable.
Think about a house.
I mean, today's trend or to what looks good today just might not fit 20 years from now. It's not even a just might, it won't.
Exactly.
You have to pivot with the times. If you don't pivot with the times, you get lost behind. And if you think about businesses that got lost behind, you think about businesses like the first one is Blockbuster and the taxi industry. From my grandmother was a taxi driver back in the day. God rest her soul, but she, in today's world, it would have been tough for her because Uber, everything else, they took it, pivoted, innovated, and boom, or more so renovated what they were doing and said, okay, we could flip this idea, create something powerful that's, worldwide.
Yeah, Quentin, he loves real estate. And so this word, I knew when he made this acronym, I already knew where this word was rooted in, renovate. Anybody out there have done renovations or, seen HGTV and how they renovate houses? The process is what's going to make it better. Renovations or renovating your business is, what do I need to change to make it better? What do I need to do to be able to actually increase the value, right? Because when you renovate a house, you increase the value of the actual house. So what are you going to do for your business to renovate? Renovate. What do you do when you renovate yourself? You may do some, health, fitness activities. You may get a new hairstyle. You may go and get some new threads or clothes. I use the old school term threads. But what are you going to do to renovate?
So, as you said, renovate, since I love real estate. Since I love real estate, that's the best analogy I can give you today. I'm going to give you two examples of renovation and how it's powerful, impactful, and important. I know that was a lot. Stay with me. When you think about renovations, think about Walmarts. Have you noticed how every Walmart does not look the same? Some are beginning to expand more than others. And even those that aren't are beginning to do things in phases. That's also a part of renovations. You have to be able to do things in phases. You can't do it all at one time sometimes.
That's right.
You have to look at the whole spectrum of the thing and analyze what needs to be done. Does it need to be done all at once, or can it be done in phases and still accomplish the same goal? The second part of renovation I want to expand on is something that most may not, or a term that most are not using, but it will be a term that begins to be more familiar as the years to come.
Right.
Because this is the space that we're entering, which is digital real estate. How does your digital real estate look? Which means your web page, your website, your business page, everything media digital related. How does that look? Are you investing in it and if it looks a certain way today, are you setting aside 5 to 10% to do those renovations in the next 2 to 5 years?
And another thing with that, because Quentin and I, we always listen to podcasts, we always research and doing different things. And so to add to that digital real estate aspect, have you considered these websites that are focused on a particular topic? Let's just say they're focused on football. That was the example from the podcast. And so they're focused on football. And so an individual, let's just say their name is Billy. Billy has created a website surrounded on fans of, we got some Cowboy fans listening or watching probably. So, hey, Cowboy fans. So Billy made a website just for fans of the Cowboys. So everything about that website is strictly on the time, the stats of Dallas Cowboys. So what I'm saying to you is Billy could actually sell his information digital real estate, to another company who, what if the sports, what's it called? Sports network, sports news,
ESPN.
ESPN, organization or a television station such as that could actually reach out to Billy and say, hey, you have great content, you have great numbers. Can we purchase this website from you? Girl Plus Guy brand made by Miss, oh my gosh, I don't have her name right in front of me right now, so forgive me. But anyway, look up on Instagram or Facebook, Girl Plus Guy. Look up that clothing brand. She actually bought the website, bought the name from another woman. They were initially partners. She bought the business from her. They signed the necessary documentation. She has now built a multi-million-dollar brand called Girl Plus Guy, who it wasn't her original idea. It wasn't her idea. It was someone else's, but she bought it from that person. So what Quentin's point is, when you're thinking about business, when you're thinking about expanding, renovating, what are you going to do for that next level?
Also, I wanted to kind of just say there's a podcast called the Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. This is a guy that really helped me a lot of times when I was traveling to work in the mornings. A lot of his podcasts really gave me insight.
Mm-hmm.
I always thought of real estate as just one spectrum, the traditional spectrum, houses, commercial, land, everything else. But the digital real estate is so crucial to the future.
It is.
And you do not want to miss the wave.
Don't miss it.
You want to own some real estate in the digital space.
Mm-hmm.
Because that is going to be your new everything, really. As you see right now in the pandemic, your new college, your new school,
come on,
your new church,
digital. Is your business a brick and mortar?
And if now this is something, here's a tidbit that we want to share. Sometimes when your business is brick and mortar, you got to know when it's time to exit. Because if you don't exit in time, you will lose more than you gain. And you'll be out of place because you didn't pivot when it was time to move. It's kind of like when God gives you a word,
mm-hmm.
you don't supposed to wait. You're supposed to move right now.
Delayed obedience is still disobedience. So even in thinking about your business, there are some moves that you got to make that you cannot wait on them. Mm-hmm. Can we be honest for a second? You know, God really put it on Quentin Hart to pursue a certification, but he didn't go forward. I mean, it was on his heart for like, I say 2 or 3 weeks. The Lord had on his heart, you need to pursue this certification.
About 2 months, and
you need to pursue the certification. And now Quentin is at a place where he's pursuing the certification, but now it's in a season where it's a little harder. You know what I mean? God gave him a inkling to do it at a time where he had more time, if you get what my drift, to really do it and really zone in, versus now he can do it, but it's an extra challenge.
Right. So God gave me that grace period.
There you go.
And see, this is what happens when you don't, and I can be transparent about my situation. I didn't use that grace period like I should have.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't take advantage of the opportunity. That's what I'm telling out. And this business Chronicles Part 2, that is the biggest piece. Take advantage of opportunity. Seize the moment, or the moment may seize you.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want you to miss what God has for you. God has so much more for us. It's us that block
our own blessings.
So
last word. Letter.
Our last letter in this more acronym is expand the creativity within. Let me begin by saying expanding the creativity within means digging down deep. What can I do? What am I good at? You know, sometimes you can work a job so long or work so many jobs and just get shuffled up in the job rotation that you forget forget you.
You forget you.
Your abilities to be.
Yeah.
And the creativity gets condensed. It's
Mm.
still there,
Mm-hmm.
but you have to go a little bit deeper and find it sometimes. Oftentimes when I'm at work, like notes and my phone is my best friend. Notes and recording. I need to record more. But
Trust.
notes, it come to me and I just be like, all right, got it. Like literally, last night I wrote something in my notes, and 15 minutes later, I heard it again and it made sense. I was like, whoa. So it is very crucial that you do not condense your creativity.
Yep. Do not dim your light because others are not operating in their gifts.
Mm-hmm.
If you operate in your gift and you're having a moment where the spotlight is on you, not to boast or brag, but if you're operating in your assigned gift, your area of expertise, the thing God made you for, when the light is shining on you, baby, shine bright like a diamond. Do not try to turn into a rock.
Yeah, don't minimize,
because they can't handle the value of your rock. Come on now, a diamond is still a rock, but it has more value than your average rock. So a lot of you are listening to me right now. You're trying to dim down the value in which God has created you to be. Guess what? A diamond and a rock are kind of similar, but it has different value. So the value within you, don't try to minimize it because somebody else is acting like a rock. God made you a diamond. God made you a gem. God made you what? The head and not the tail, above and not beneath. God made you for such a time as this. Don't dim your light.
And let me say this, because it's like before the pandemic, all I was doing was repetition. I say that to say, you must know that your creativity will carry you into your future, because everybody has something within them. Now, sometimes it's not a product, sometimes it's a service, sometimes it's not a service, it's a product. But whatever that thing is,
Mm-hmm.
do it. Don't worry about what people are going to say about you. Don't worry about what people are going to think. And sometimes, if you're working a 9 to 5 or whatever schedule, your own job, work around the clock on building your brand, your business, or your whatever the creative side is. Maybe you're not business savvy or business oriented, but you have the creativity. Then you find and you connect with those that has the business resources and tools and the nuggets that you need to capitalize on your creativity. Because if you don't capitalize on your creativity, somebody else will.
So, more, shoot for it, go for it. Hopefully this acronym helped you guys. We kept it short and sweet today. Let us know what you think in the comments, all right? We got to get out of here. Have a great day.
Have a good day. Thanks so much for listening to Resilient Love Podcast. We wanted to take this opportunity to also let you know that you can help us by committing to a monthly fee of 99 cents, $2.99, or $9.99. Those contributions help us to keep this movement of resilient love going. Blessings to all listeners and subscribers. Thank you all.
Resilient love.